Listen up, folks. I know some of you Gervonta Davis fans don't want to hear it. Some of you might be naive, but Gervonta Davis numbers is tanking. And it's going to keep on tanking if Gervonta Davis don't do what we've been begging for him to do. Gervonta Davis needs to fight an elite fighter, a pound-for-pound fighter, a fighter that with a victory could enhance his legacy, and also a relevant name that most of the boxing fans, or all the boxing fans, and some certain casuals know of. I've been saying this since day one, that Gervonta Davis versus Teofimo Lopez is the premier fight of this young generation, the best fight of this young generation. Y'all heard Floyd Mayweather a couple of several months ago stated that the fight that he want to see Gervonta Davis is Teofimo Lopez. Now we all know that there's a couple of hiccups in terms of Gervonta Davis finalizing a fight with Lamont Roach. A lot of people don't want to see that fight. Let's be real. Let's be honest. At this stage of Gervonta Davis' career, nobody want to see him fight a Lamont Roach, even though that he's a champion. But we don't want to see Gervonta Davis bring somebody up from 130-pound division once again. We saw what happened with Hector Luis Garcia, and we saw that Lamont Roach had a split decision with Hector Luis Garcia. We saw that Lamont had he lost to Jamel Herring. And we saw that Shakur Stevenson, which a lot of people's always saying that he's limited with power, stopped Jamel Herring. So come on, y'all. Gervonta Davis numbers could rise again, like it did when he fought Ryan Garcia, if he fights the best available opposition and the most accomplished of this young generation, Teofimo Lopez. The speed and power of both of these guys is elite, is the best of this young generation. The speed, the power, the twitch muscle, the athleticism and stuff like that. Yo, it's a match made in heaven. It's a great fight for Gervonta Davis to dare to be great. And it's a great fight that if he beats Teofimo Lopez, even though that I got Teofimo Lopez beating Gervonta Davis in a close fight, but he got the skills and talent to pay the bills. We know that Gervonta Davis passes the eye test. We know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about I'm talking based off a realistic standpoint of Gervonta Davis. I'm a realistic Gervonta Davis fan as well, as much as I support Teofimo Lopez as well. But let's be real. Gervonta Davis ain't giving nobody no bragging rights. The only bragging rights that Gervonta Davis fans get out of Gervonta Davis is that he put butts in the seats. That's the only bragging rights. But he's not bragging. Ain't nothing to brag about when we talking about accomplishment. Ain't nothing to brag about. Ain't no boxing bragging points that we got, right? As we all know, Al Heyman is suffering from health issues. He had a stroke, and hopefully he gets better. But it seems like PBC is not working on all cylinders ever since he got sick. And it seems like Gervonta Davis feels, and I'm just, that's the indication that money is the issue. There's a hiccup in him, finalizing the deal with Lamont Roach. That Gervonta Davis wants Canelo Alvarez money. Now, we all know that Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing, but there's people out there that want to have that talking point that, Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. Gervonta Davis is one of the most exciting fighters in the sport of boxing, but that doesn't mean he's the face of boxing. He doesn't have the accomplishments to even be the face of boxing. And if he was the face of boxing, then, we're doing a disservice by calling him the face of boxing, because we want young fighters on the come up we want them to dare to be great. If Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing with his accomplishment, then we all know that the sport of boxing is practically dead. We got to have some morals in when we talk about face of boxing. All the faces of boxing in the history of the sport of boxing had accomplishment to back it up. Yes, they was famous. They the one that drive the sport. They put butts in the seats. But not only did they put butts in the seats, they put accomplishment on their resume. Canelo Alvarez, the 4-division world champion, super middleweight, undisputed. Floyd Mayweather, 5-division world champion, undefeated. Oscar De La Hoya, 6th-division world champion, the golden one. Julio Cesar Chavez, Iron Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano. All these guys had accomplishments. You can't, like I said, we can't brag about Gervonta Davis' accomplishment, but he could brag about it if at this point of his career where he has peak prime, could step inside the ring versus a Teofimo Lopez, who's a 2-division lineal champion. At one point, you got to do something great. Don't burn yourself. Don't out. Gervonta Davis is actually fighting a battle within himself. He's going to outage himself. But he wants the Canelo Alvarez money. Well, we all know you haven't done no Canelo Alvarez work. Gervonta Davis, rumor has it that he's supposed to secure a $3 million guarantee purse. It seems like they can't get that for him. $3 million? Face of boxing, $3 million? Hey, yo, let's be real. Devin Haney was getting that when he was with Matchroom, when he practically didn't even have a value. And that's the face of boxing. If somebody been tampering with the money, with the numbers, if somebody been lying about Gervonta Davis' numbers, because at this point of Gervonta Davis' career, a guaranteed purse of $3 million don't sound quite ideal for the face of boxing. When Canelo Alvarez is getting $25 to $35 million guaranteed to fight the likes of Hangman Munguia, Edgar Berlanga. That's face of boxing talk. And still have successful pay-per-view numbers. In the landscape of today's era, where, you know what I'm saying, there is some piracy, there's a lot of streaming service, there's a lot of illegal outlets to get to see and view the fights. But Gervonta Davis, if you want that money to go up, you gotta face a guy like Teofimo Lopez, gotta face a guy, maybe Shakur Stevenson if he's back injury. He's back from injury. Maybe that's the play. Hey, folks, maybe that's the play. Not going to fight Lamont Roach. And then Shakur Stevenson just did a video and he's saying he's back in the gym and maybe the Gervonta Davis is going to wait for him. Yeah, at the end of the day, what would be bigger than Teo versus Tank? What would be bigger than that? Especially in this side of the pond, what would be bigger than that? No fight would be bigger. The only fight that I see that, you could give it a run for his money, or it could be a better one because just people been waiting for it for so long, is a David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. But in this side of the pond, Gervonta Davis versus Teofimo Lopez is the best fight to make. And outside of that, certain things that I'm seeing from the outside looking in about that circle, I feel that there's a lot of hands in Gervonta Davis' cookie jar, and I hope he does what I said a long time ago on my channel, and I hope he gets the right attorney to look at his numbers, look at who's taking percentage off. Because let me tell you like this, and it's unfortunate I got to say this, but we all know the history of boxers going broke, boxers not knowing their own business. There's a lot of fighters right now that don't know their own business. They put their trust on those who was helping them on the come up. And it feels like because they was helping them on the come up when they was really nobody, they feel like they need to stay loyal to them. But at the end of the day, it's still a business. You're just a fighter. They'll get another fighter. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like, he's still being babysat. Hopefully he can figure that thing out. Because I could see, like I always said, that legacy reigns supreme. And a lot of things, and there's fighters out there in the past that after their retirement, the funds run low. They've been fighting their whole life. They don't have no other type of talent. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that mindset to invest their money in things of that nature. Because, of course, to be a fighter, you know what I'm saying, you got to put a lot of emphasis in fighting. And then when you want to come up, these fighters always have somebody doing something for them. And they get to the point where, after their career ends, there's no more manager. There's no more managers, accountants of the manager that helps you out. There's no more advisors. It's none of that. So hopefully he get it together, get a legacy fight, because legacy reigns supreme. Your legacy is your pension plan. You feel me? Your legacy is your insurance. Right now, Gervonta Davis don't got no insurance. He don't got none of that. He can't fall back on that just like Mike Tyson. He falls back to his legacy. Everything that Mike Tyson got right now is because of his legacy. Oscar de la Hoya, his legacy. Julio Cesar Chavez, he got a show on, I think, on Netflix, Legacy. Gervonta Davis have nothing. He retires right now. In the span of a year, he's forgotten. And got no legacy to stand on. Get that fight with Teofimo Lopez. And get your stock right back up.